Good day everyone, I'm just about to join the Opperwezen 24 hours at H Endurance. So it's a Saturday evening here in Sydney and I am just about to join this event. I've missed 25 minutes but not too worried because it's gonna be a long haul. So I'm not quite sure how many hours I'll play, but 24-hour event. It is indeed all about endurance. So I'm ready to get paired. I'm intending to berserk a few games as well, so even though I'm known as a very slow player, the hardest thing I find about berserking 3+2 time controls is that you lose your increments. So sometimes you get into a time scramble. Just checking the layout, looks okay. Yeah, so you get into a time scramble, you're losing time and your opponent's gaining time at the same time, so it can be very difficult when you get low on time. Alright, but some of my opponents will also be berserking, like my first opponent here, Grand Stolroyi. And I'm assuming this person, because he seems to know what he's doing in the opening, is someone I know. Alright, so I'm going to sack my queen on h8. Stick the rook back on g8. Guess I'll take that. Stick a pawn there. Maybe knight at d4. Okay, bishop at a4 is what I normally do in this sort of position. So I'm eyeing off this diagonal here, just keeping c2 covered. Probably take once, maybe even stick the pawn back here. Yep. I'm going to watch this slightly sensitive square d1, but it seems okay, because he can trade this at any time. I also got to watch the time here. Alright, doesn't look too dangerous for me. Yeah, I have no better ideas than just winning the knight. Could maybe drop a knight on b7. Yeah, maybe I should have dropped a pawn there instead, I'm not quite sure. Seems like I'm in no hurry to castle because these squares are very well guarded. Take, maybe even just back off with the knight. So what do we got here? Yeah, take there, put pawn back on c6. There's no checkmates, not that I can see. Maybe he'll trade this, but I'm intending to just put the queen back and then swap queens. Yeah, that's okay, I don't mind. Alright, take that. Probably just drop the queen is easiest. Maybe knight at f6 is also possible. Okay, what's the best way? Bishop here. What? Knight check. Bishop at e8 coming soon, or bishop here. Yeah, okay, so that's first game. Pretty tough opponent for a first game. Because I missed a bit of time, sometimes you get a few easy opponents in the first 3 rounds until you catch up to everybody else. So it's kind of a ladder system where you're paired on someone who's roughly the same current ranking as yourself, but it's also a little bit randomized, so you could end up playing anybody, but we have 183 starters. Now I'm expecting there'll be in excess of 3,000 people joining this event over the 24 hours. Of course, not all of them are going to stick around for too many hours, but if you want to come in the top 10, you probably got to play at least 12 hours of the 24. So including, a few hours sleeping and eating. It's a weekend, but I guess if you got other plans for the weekend on top of this, it's pretty hard to play 12 hours or more out of 24. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, maybe drop the bishop back here. I don't feel like my opening's been too great in this game. I don't know anything about my opponent. Should I? I'm not sure what's going to happen after rook e1. I guess I can just take this twice, but he should trade once here. Maybe knight takes. Alright, so here I'll just back off back to f6. I got this covered. He might even play f3. I guess I'll go pawn at c4 in that case. Just not to lose too much material. I'm already giving my opponents a sizable time advantage. Do I want a castle here? Don't know. I don't feel like I have very much in this. Maybe h5 instead. I've got to be aggressive with only 1 minute and no increment. Bishop g4 doesn't get anywhere. Knight at h4 is maybe. I probably should have just taken the pawn on d3 if I noticed it. Alright, so now we're going to go for a hack. Queen takes, maybe even bishop takes, take here. Swap queens, put the pawn back on f2. Pawn at h3 is another idea. So I think my king is actually a little bit safer, even though he's the one who's castled. Now, should I go pawn at f2 now, or swap queens first? Tricky what to do. Yeah, I'm going to swap queens first and then go pawn at f2. Just a little bit worried about king h1 if I drop the pawn first. Maybe it didn't matter. So queen at e1 if in case of king h1. Now I've got to do everything with check because he is threatening a queen drop here. So, oh, what? Wasn't expecting that one. Surely he's got to be mated here. Well, maybe he can run out this way. King e2. Possibly queen at f2 is not the most accurate move. I could drop a pawn here first, draw the king out to d3. So I either have knight f2 winning the rook, or maybe even bishop e6 first and then rook d8. It's hard to be accurate with little time. So knight f2. Yeah, this gives the king a little bit more coverage, and I'm intending to play rook d8 next, with ideas of knight f2, or dropping something on c4 as well. So he stopped rook d8, but probably just should go back to the knight f2 idea here. I don't think queen at c4 led to mate. Not that I could tell. King e2, I'm going to take this and just hope my king is safe. I don't have time to calculate everything. Alright, so now queen at d3, rook at f1, and although he could play bishop. No, he's still made it into anyway, wherever he goes. So I should drop the pawn on first in case of bishop d2. Yeah, it doesn't matter where the pawn goes here. If he plays knight d2, then I'll drop the rook first, and then... Okay, well this doesn't matter. Alright, a little bit slow catching up to the field, because I'll put the standings on. It's going to take me a little bit of time to catch up to the top 10. So I started about 25 minutes late. I only managed to fit in 2 games so far. So I think John Lee says something about 60 points an hour is pretty good. Maybe 60 to 80 points per hour, somewhere in that region. And that means if you're berserking and also got the streak, it means, what about 12 games, maybe 12 to 14 games or so per hour, which is about one game every 5 to 6 minutes. So if I'm berserking and my opponent's using their time, pretty much got to win 100% of the games. But of course it's going to get tougher later in the tournament when the pairings start to get a bit harder playing the top guys. Okay, so what do we got here? D4? No? Not familiar with this position. Knight at F4. I don't have any real threats at the moment because the knight on E3 is doing a good job. I'm going to knock that knight away somehow. Maybe D4 to stop pawn at. Our pawn at E2 is also another threat here. So I'm just going to win the queen for a knight and a pawn. Now the only immediate breakthrough will be to play bishop A6 after the trade. Oh, what? I wasn't expecting him to do it this way. Bishop A6. No, there's no mate, so I'm just going to drop the bishop here. I mean, I'm hoping he takes because trades are generally what I want. I'd like some minor pieces in hand. Start going a bit faster too. Yeah, this isn't really going anywhere. Not quite sure how to make a dent at the moment in this position. Okay, maybe H5, H4, just knock around one of these pieces. Otherwise I should be just continuing my development and just using material advantage. So does this make queen at E2? Take. No, I don't see it. So perhaps just play on. All right, now I feel like I'm getting somewhere with the pawn at C2. Should I drop the queen here or just take on C2? That's the choice. Oh. Okay, so bishop B4, bishop in hand may be useful. Bishop here, take. Yeah. I'm still not quite seeing mate. If take here, then queen at D1, otherwise... Oh. Okay, where's the finish? Don't see it. Knight at F1's an idea. Knight at... Ah, here we go. Alright. Yeah, I didn't quite see a forced mate there until the final move, but... I wasn't so worried about the position, mainly the time. With 20 seconds or less, I had to get a move on. So I got plenty of snacks and drinks with me tonight. Got some Coke Zero in case I need some caffeine. That's kind of like substitute coffee at this hour. Got some nuts, chocolate, chips, protein bars to last me through the evening. I see Barracks found a better move than one resigns, which is good to see. I don't know whether I should be trading queens here. And I got to get this move order correct. Take first. Or knight check. Oh, knight check first. I forget everything. Sometimes I really do forget everything about this game. Take, king takes. Pawn at F7, king F8, take. But then the knight covers E8. So perhaps a queen trade first. Aha, he's gone that way. I'm still going to do it anyway. Although my opening play I think has been a bit unconvincing. I'm not quite sure about this move order. Sometimes you get the right ideas but the wrong move order. I'm just going to take that one because he's got no checks on me at the moment. Just pick off some material. Maybe knight at D5. I'm aiming at C7 and E7. Maybe he'll drop something here. Pawn back on C3. Aha. Was not expecting that move. Maybe just defend first. Alright, take that. Knight covers f3. Gotta go faster. I see what he's doing. I don't like it. Yep. Maybe bishop to e3 next. What? Alright, should be mate in 4 or so coming up here. Oh, hang on. Maybe not. Maybe not so easy after all. Yeah, because if he took... I don't know. I'm not going to think about it too much. I just thought if he took with one of the rooks, he could run back to e8 and f8 and he could be safe. Maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe queen at c8 was mate anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not too fussed. Sometimes my opponents try and flag me when I got 5 seconds left, and they end up playing not so great moves. I'm just going for the flag. Okay, Zlaya. I have not played this player before. He's doing the total defense with e6, d6. I haven't seen this one before. Knight g6, knight d7. Maybe I'll castle queenside just for fun. Yeah, alright, give up a pawn. That's okay. Well, it's not really okay, but I'll pretend it's okay. Yeah, I think I'll get to attack on the light squares here. Pawn takes back, just hammer on e6 and f7. Yeah, maybe even take now. What can he grab a rook? Oh, I don't mind. Okay, I'd rather the pawn than the knight on d7, letting him defend. Yep, let's just take everything. Go for it. So knight at g6, king f6. Not quite what I want. Let me just take that back and ask him how he's going to cover everything. Rook at a1, knight b1, I suppose. Okay, 2 knights in hand. Come on, there's got to be something here. Maybe just pawn to f4. I'd like to get the queen sack here working somehow, but he's given me a chance to do it. Bishop there. Pawn there. Pawn there. Now he's got to sack the knight. Why am I not seeing the finish here? Because there is no finish, perhaps? Do I take that? That's a bit too much, isn't it? I can't see anything better. I'm more worried about my opponent's counterattack at the moment. Can take the bishop if he really wants. No, he doesn't want it. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to do this. I didn't want to because he'll sack the queen and start checking me, but I don't think I had a choice at this stage. So I got to move very fast if he sacks the queen. No. Okay, we got it. One check. King d7. No, he's gone there. Uh-oh. He's got me on time. Alright. Could have just taken the queen there. Oh, that's what happens when you berserk every game, but we'll try and get faster. Cheese! Hey, where are you from? What does it sound like, mate? I'm from Australia. Sydney, Australia. Welcome to the chat. So, expect me, if you're watching, to lose plenty of games on time, but I'm just here to play as many games as I can in a short time, because if I was a bit younger, maybe I could play the whole 24 hours, but not at my age. So, also 1.5 minutes per games is also quite fast, but see how we go berserking every game. Alright, so I do like to wait for my opponent to castle in this sort of position. So they don't launch a kingside attack with h4. It's actually a lot more dangerous than it sounds. So the bishop's well placed. This bishop probably will just end up coming back to e7. It's the knight and the rook that are always the worst placed pieces in this opening. Maybe in regular chess you have time to rearrange them, but yeah, I mean the bishop wasn't too great anyway, so I don't mind trading for rook. This one back here. If he drops the bishop on... Ah, okay, never mind. Let me just d6 to prepare a knight landing on e5. If he takes here... Could even think about sacking on g2, but maybe that's too much. Okay, it is a minor success for white, I think, provoking this move, because then the bishop is really bad on b7. I think how to use that. Okay, take, knight e4. Yeah, he's got knight e7. I'm even intending to sack the queen. Or do I have better... Yeah, sack the queen. Okay. Don't know whether this is quite enough. It's close, but I don't think sacking on g2 quite works at the moment. It's just got too much defense on f2. I need to distract this bishop here, so I'm threatening rook takes e7. Maybe this bishop can back off. Okay, do I sack on g2? No, I'm going to do it this way. So he still can't really afford to take that. Pawn takes h3. There's either bishop or knight drop on f3. My king's looking reasonably safe at the moment. Again, it's the time I'm more worried about. Not being a queen down, I don't care about that. Not in Crazyhouse. Yeah, bishop at f3 was the obvious move, but going to try and set up some trick like this. It's just not quite enough. Not quite enough to mate though. Yeah. If only this diagonal was open. I don't think bishop at f3 was working. Just wasn't quite enough. So he's got stuff like bishop at f7, bishop at h7. Oh, Cheese asks, is 100% berserk just for fun? Yeah, I mean, if I was going for maximum performance rating, of course I wouldn't be berserking, but yeah, it's not only just for fun, it's just to help me to learn to play a bit faster in critical moments in really important games. I guess it's arbitrary which games are really important, but this whole event's just a bit of fun for me. I don't really care too much about top 3 or even top 10. Okay, why is my opponent taking so much time, and is that safe? I got g5 covered. What's he trying here? What? Uh-huh. I see. Yep. Too many knights. So queen f6, king d6. He needs a bishop in hand, doesn't he? Oh, okay, that wasn't a great pre-move. Yeah, okay, I was mated. Yeah, it's really the opening that I have to play fast when you berserk, because leaving yourself with 5 seconds left at the end, whether you have a better position, whether you're mated, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you have to play fast in the opening if you berserk. That's especially if you play as slow as me at the end. But it wasn't the greatest game anyway. Maybe I gave away too many rooks. All right, the finisher. It's been a while since I've been black against the finisher. I'm going to try this bug house opening against him. So it's a pawn gambit just to get my pieces out faster. Both bishops are open. Trade queens, drop the knight back here. Maybe bishop g4, depends where he goes. Okay. So here probably queen d5 just to cover the knight with tempo. Pawn g4, I suppose. He could take this. Trade queens, take on f3, take on e5. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe he might even block here instead of trading queens. Alright, is knight takes f3 possible? No, I'm going to go this way. Now that provokes a queen trade, otherwise he'll find it hard to make a move. So take, bishop g2. Still missing a pawn, aren't I? Knight at h4 perhaps. Now, my king is very safe with all these pieces here, these minor pieces here help cover the king. Right, good move. Yeah, very good move. I don't want to play queen e7. I want to make something like knight g2 work. Queen takes there, queen at e7, takes c7. I've got a bishop, but not enough, not enough. Okay, other idea, take here twice. He might even sack the queen. No. And surely he's got to sack the queen eventually. No, okay. Got to be happy with that. I'm just running for it, assuming I'm going to be safe. It's a bold assumption. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here, so I'm just... what? Okay, knight at d4 coming. Queen... no, bishop here first. And queen at c2. Yeah, got it. So I think that bishop drop on a5 was important because otherwise he's running out to b4 and he might even get away. Where is my drink? So not playing blindfold today. I've done a few blindfold streams, which you can see both on Twitch and on YouTube, where I just play on an empty board, but today I'm just playing with my normal Mugwort account and berserking every game so far. So I halve my time. I also lose my right to 2 seconds per move increment, which I find is the hardest thing. So I wouldn't mind the time so much if I had the increment at the end. I'm a bit of a junkie with the increment, with 2 seconds increment at the end. Bishop b5. Might do a few bishop moves in a row here. She says, is the Alekhine a serious Crazyhouse opening? Yeah, it's quite popular, the Alekhine. And you can also even leave the knight on f6 and sack the knight if they go e5 and move 2. Because what matters more important is a safe king. And that pawn on f6 really helps to defend key squares like g5 and e5 in the opening. Hi, Giant. How do I say that? Giant. My opponent's giving up a lot of material here because that is a fake queen and he doesn't get it back. He just gets a pawn. So unlucky there, buddy. Do I also play standard chess? I do, but I would say that I specialize in Crazyhouse and Bughouse. If there were official FIDE ratings in Crazyhouse and Bughouse, then compared to chess, I'd be probably about 400 or 500 points higher. My chess rating is about 21 something, ranges between 21 and 2200 FIDE. So yeah, key square is pretty obvious here. c7, e7. I have loads of pieces in hand to drop. And it should be finished in a couple of moves. All right, there we go. Yeah, I don't have a lot of bullet chess experience in normal chess, so I think that's why I'm quite slow when it comes to the finishes. I played a little bit of blitz online, but not very seriously. Okay, I'm pretty much out of book already. I don't know what's going on here. It's quite unusual, this e5 on move 2. Maybe my opponent's going for a low trades opening. Not even sure where the bishop belongs. I'm going to throw in this move h6 because often bishop g5 comes a bit later. I'll combine that with bishop c5. Alright, maybe a few trades on d4. So this knight will either go to e7 or g6. Okay, so he's looking at the d6 square, trying to build a dark square complex. I didn't berserk. Oh no, I've broken my 100% already. Just completely forgot, too busy talking. Right, so just looking to put the knight on g6 and knock away this bishop here. Oh, I think I just answered that high there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes if I get too busy answering a question or talking, or blabbing on, I just completely forget. Okay, so there's a big weakness on b2. I should either take on c3 or sack the bishop this way. He's going to take a bishop anyway, but just thinking about tempo. Bishop takes. Probably bishop takes and then pawn at b2. Well, you might just go knight d2 and then pick up the new baby. Newborn baby. Knight b4, knight g6 first, perhaps. So I'm looking at pawn at f4 very soon. There's lots of moves for my opponent. Maybe he can take this. He could put a bishop on c5 as well. Alright, so the plan was to go pawn at f4, but I'm just looking at other options. Like bishop takes d3, for instance. Take there, take there. Yeah, I like this a little bit better because he might at some point have knight takes f5 and e6 opening up this diagonal here. He's got bishop. That's no good. It's alright, I'll have to make it work somehow. Sack on g2. It's very tempting with the 3 pawns in hand because his king's probably going to have to come for a long walk. Now if he takes there, is rook at h4 any good? Or is he just stepping back this way? Okay, let me just have a think. Rook h4, take, queen takes. That looks good. Rook h4, king g2. Pawn h3, king back. He's got these squares covered multiple times, which is not so good for me. So I'm going to tempt him to come out even further with pawn at g4. Okay, he's taken the bait, but is it so bad? So rook at f4, queen h4, queen f4, king e2. This isn't going very far. Well, you could say it's going nowhere fast. Queen g5. It's nowhere near mate though, not that I can see. He's starting to amass quite a sizable army in his hand as well. I'm going to go this way and just hope for the best. I would probably take white in this position though, with the pieces in hand. It's hard to be sure if his attack's getting anywhere if I start running this way. Can I even afford to take a pawn drop on d7? Is knight at c5 really that bad for me? Yeah, because taking on e6 with 2 knights is certainly more dangerous than taking on e6 with 1 knight, so I'm probably just going to run away to f8 if he drops a pawn on d7, which I'm expecting. No, he's defending. Alright, so he's seeing queen takes bishop at b5. Alright, I'm going to do it anyway. Now there's bishop at c6, knight takes. Maybe he hasn't seen this one. I could either take on b5 or... okay, he's had a different idea. So the main threat is bishop at e4, cutting off the retreat. Knight at h4 could also be coming soon. Knight at d2 perhaps. Seems like there's too many squares for him to guard. And if he starts attacking me, I'm just going to run stage left. Exit stage left. So he's guarding e4, attacking the queen, but now... probably this one is best. So he doesn't have g3 for the king if he trades here. Alright, so I want to clear the square F3 for the bishop, that's why I'm sacking the queen. So this time he's got to come up to H3, just pawn on. Pawn at G4, take. I like this one even better though. This one's cute because it opens the H file. And the bishop for G2 is also handy. So he can't even sack his queen as a defense. I think this is mate in one. There we go. The light square assault worked. Starting bishop takes G2. So that was a key move. I was a lot of pieces down at that stage, but yeah, the pawns in hand drew his king out to H3, G4, and so on, and I was just able to pick off the right pieces at the right time. Okay, so back to berserking. By the way, I'm also not playing for rating here. Those who are rating hounds, I'm not caring about my rating, obviously, when I'm berserking. I'm just doing it for fun and for practice playing a bit faster. Because on the channel, I usually play slow games of either 3+2 or 3+5, or if I'm blindfold, maybe 5+3 even. Okay, so I've got a few questions. Have I heard of Leela Chess Zero? Is that just the normal Leela Chess? Do you mean just the normal artificial intelligence? Yeah, that's been around for a while. I have heard of Leela. I gave her a few games. I was able to defeat her on the easy and medium levels on her website, but not on the hardest level. Okay, so I've got E2 covered here. Shikasa says royal wedding. Royal what? I've never even heard of it. What's a royal wedding? What's all that about? Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I'm just here to play some Crazyhouse. Tempi more important in material, generally speaking, in Crazyhouse. It's pretty hard to speak generally, but if you mean by tempi attack on the king, then yes, most certainly. I'm going to trade here first before taking... Oh, hang on, then there's bishop c3. Ooh, queen covers e2. Uh-oh, I'm in non-berserk mode. I've just got to move, sorry. That's not checkmate. Now I can take this one. Yeah, that was not checkmate. So I'd like to play knight e2. Not sure where his king's going to go here. I just got to stop talking too much for a second. Catch up on time. Now when I say catch up on time, I don't mean run my opponent out of moves. I actually mean catch up in position so that I'm ready to checkmate when I have 5 seconds on the clock. That's what I mean by catch up on time. Royal wedding. Yeah, sounds like Shikasa doesn't know too much about it either if he's saying it's between Prince Harry and some American actress. Does she have a name? Shikasa? Okay, we'll just keep repeating. Bishop at f6 looks good. Queen check here, just drop another bishop. Plenty of bishops in hand. They'll probably all end up on the dark squares. Next one is destined for h6. It should be made in about 3 or 4 moves, I think. So I'm not sure if any of you guys in the chat know about Crazyhouse, or you played before, or you have any Crazyhouse experience, but I've been playing Crazyhouse, I would say, seriously for about 1 year and 5 months. Just dabbled a little bit before, but mainly I would play Crazyhouse when waiting for Bughouse opponents. That was the main time I used to play Crazyhouse. Just waiting for Bughouse opponents. And the games used to be, you know, ridiculously fast, like 1-0. I'm not really a 1-0 player, but when we used to wait... Oh, hang on, my opponent's trying to flag me. I guess I should move a bit faster, hey? King d1, he's going to drop a pawn here. I guess he doesn't have a lot else to do. Oops, didn't need to do that, but okay, whatever. Anything, mates, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happens now. Any move, mates. Andras! Hey, mate, how you going? Andras from Canberra. Yeah, I remember you telling Justin it took like 5 hours to set up all the features and the windows and everything. I don't think it took me that long. Not that I pretend to know anything about Twitch or OBS, but yeah, I've been doing this about 1 month, maybe, or a little bit longer. It is her name. Yeah, you know, I was being sarcastic, Shikasa. I did actually hear about the wedding, but I'm just paying zero attention to it because I think that's the amount of attention that it deserves. So going back to berserk mode, and I'll have to keep repeating, I'm not a berserker, but I'm just doing this for fun, for practice, playing a bit faster. Andres, you would have hosted me. Oh, too bad. Maybe next time. D6, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't normally play this opening. Okay, is he going to sack this? No, he's going for this one. Alright. No, I'll drop back. I was going to go sack crazy on F2, but yeah, see you, mate. We'll see you soon online. Andras always challenges me to Crazyhouse whenever he sees me over the board. What am I doing in this game? We've got to cover H6. There's a bit of a weakness here. A little bit of a weakness on F7 too. Yep. He's going for it. Knight G5, King... pawn G5. Okay, can I do this? Looks very dangerous. Queen H5. He didn't know I was mugwort. Creeping Death. Yeah, that's my old username from Fix. Creeping Death. He's going to start dropping pawns on F5, I suppose. Must attack first, if at all possible. I'd like access to E2, but no, he's not going to make it easy for me. Drop there. Pawn at F5 expected. Aha. Yeah, I'm going to have to back off here. Is G7 a real concern? This is where I got to be careful counting the pawns in hand, because one pawn on H6, another pawn on G7, I'm dead. All he needs is one more pawn. How do I not let him get a pawn? This is the question. I don't know whether that's possible. He could take here, he could take here. Yeah. This is a big problem. And that move isn't going to help me either. I'm getting desperate. Let's start with this one, see which way he takes. Takes with the king. Yeah, I don't see the move. This really isn't going to help me very much. It's just a delaying move. No, I'm not seeing anything here. Maybe it's just resignable. He's got way too many pawns. And I need a rook in hand. Yeah. Yeah, I have no moves. Alright, well done. Have I ever played against John Lee, says Jount? Yeah, probably maybe 80 games or so on Lee Chess. Maybe I've won somewhere between 1 in 3 games and 1 in 4 games. Not a great record. Maybe about 30% of games. So that means in a 10 game series, he beat me something like 3-7. He said something funny in email exchange the Aussies had the other day. He said that Mugwort on big game day gets a plus bonus because he thinks I play better when it's a big situation, you know, like one of the prize money events. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, I don't know. It's a bit hard because I'm normally a little bit pumped up, a little bit nervous. Don't feel like I'm playing my best, but when I analyze the games afterwards, they do tend to be quite high quality games. So I don't know what it is about big game day, but I think I do tend to play my very best openings that I know well on game day. Okay, says he taught Jan ZH. No, he's actually been playing it a lot longer than me. I mean, I'd say I've played Bughouse longer than him, maybe 5 years longer than him, or somewhere between 3 to 5 years longer than him online. And there's been a few streams recently with J Killer from Fix, and he was playing even before I started, and that was about 1998. So J Killer must have been playing since, I don't know, I couldn't tell you exactly, 94, 95, something like that anyway. So he's real old school. Some good Aussie Crazyhouse players. Yeah, someone asked me the other day, why are there so many good Crazyhouse players in Australia? I found it hard to give an answer because I don't know. Obviously, the chess pool in Australia is not that high compared to a lot of countries. So why are we, per capita good at Crazyhouse, much better than most countries in the world? I don't know. It's quite hard to say. I think the answer I gave was something like it does tend to suit online play because of the vast distances in Australia. I mean, for chess tournaments, it's a bit hard to have all the strongest players gather together in one location because of the vast distances. It's also hard as an Australian to compete against, Americans and Europeans because of the distances. We don't have so much opportunity to play over the board. And if you're a top level or you want to be a top level, you're aspiring to be a top level chess player, it's quite hard to do from Australia. And a lot of the guys go overseas to play in tournaments in Europe and so on. Okay, so what's happening here? Got a lot of weaknesses on f6. I wonder if he's going to sack a couple of times. Maybe sack once. Okay, I mean, knights tend to be a little less damaging, so I don't mind if he trades bishop for knights. Okay. But he really needs to knock away this knight. So if I trade that one, then he gets a bishop in hand. That's the problem. But it's going to be a problem regardless, so I think now it's time to back off the king, back to c7, c8. Knight at g5, knight at h4, possibly. Maybe I should just cover up a little bit with bishop at e7. Yeah, good move. I'm gonna ignore that and go for the queen. I think I have to at this stage. 21 seconds, I just got to attack. Yeah, alright. Queen g4, bishop takes knight, queen takes, bishop back at e7. Take that anyway. Maybe not the most correct move, but with time running very low, I've got to go for what I think will lead to the fastest mate. I think at this stage I'm depending on my opponent's mistakes, because mate's a long way off. Yeah, it's not looking good. Too much time advantage. Okay, h5 possibly. So I really need a rook in hand once I get rid of this bishop. 7 seconds. All right. Try to pull off a Superman act. Yeah, alright, go ahead. Do your worst. Okay. Yep, it happens. I think we're playing guess chess at the moment. Guess your opponent's cheap moves to finish the game. Oh well. What you get when you berserk. 100%. It's not 100%, no, I missed one. I accidentally forgot one, so it's more like 90, 95%, 93%. I didn't even notice that I was in the top 10. Not that I'm playing very well at the moment, but I feel like I don't deserve to be in the top 10 the way I'm playing right now. Okay, opening faster, faster. It's like a mantra I got to repeat to myself. Play the opening faster. Queen d2. Very generous with my rating. Yeah, today. Not always, but today. We'll be donating some points to the community. So I think Mugwort's going to be community property today. This one, go for g7. Okay, so if he takes this one, I'm gonna work out if he has any actual threat. Or should I take this one back first? Yeah, it looks a little bit safer to take. He's got a pawn on. Okay. You drop this with check first just to cover d3 a little bit more. So take there, hits e5. Yeah. Okay. Probably bishop at f6. Just making sure I'm covering the knight forks. Sacking here doesn't lead to anything. Trying to stop him castling as well. 40 seconds. Time for a drink. What's this? He's trying to defend as tightly as he can. Now, I'm not going to take that and allow knight at e4 check. Maybe a move like bishop at g3 just to cover up some of the dark squares. Rook f1 might also be useful, king g1. I'm guessing he might play knight at d5, but then I can take on... I mean, I probably should be attacking, but I just want to get safe first. Hey, Atomic Player. Ah, that's a good move. Okay, didn't see that. Yeah, I'm just going to sack the queen without thinking too much. I need to cover some of these. Oh, actually, probably should have covered the dark squares more than the light squares. Pawn at g3 a problem. Come back here. Uh-oh. So he needs a knight for g3. Don't quite know how he's getting a knight with none on the board. What's the most useful defensive move? Suppose pawn here. Pawn, can't do a lot with a pawn. Pawn g3. Ah, okay. So now knight at e4 covers some squares here. Maybe king back to h1. Or bishop at g1 is also a useful defensive move. With 12 seconds, I don't really want to be defending though. Have to hurry. Ah, come on. Can't do moves like that. Ooh, 1 second. I think that's my first win today with less than 2 seconds left on the clock. So that is why I have to shut up and play. Alright. Play something a little bit different. Time, says Atomic Player. Yeah, I know. I was aware that time. I'm not always aware, but take. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It looks very risky, but Queen c8. I think this move is okay. What? You can't do that. Bishop f3. Take Queen drop. Knight d4. King d3. What have I got left? Not enough. No, let's just do this. Okay, Queen c2. Where have my mating skills gone? Gone to potty. No, okay, this is mate for sure. Pawn here, rook here. Sometimes it's best to get them from the front rather than from behind. So in this case, queen at d4 was a lot better than queen at d1 because then his king runs all around the board and the queen's in the wrong place on d1. Alright, I think I'm needing some sugar because I'm drinking Coke Zero. It's got some caffeine, but what I have here is some cashew sesame munchies. Keep me going for an hour or two more. Crazy close, says Bobby Jeans. Yeah. Oh, the 1 second game I think he was talking about. Okay, let's not forget to berserk. Alright, I like this opening mainly because I can pre-move a few moves at the start because, of course, there's not a lot black can do to damage you. Although one of these games I dropped the pawn on h4 when I forgot to play h5 on the following move. Yeah, pretty funny game so far. Now I think I can afford to get away with the h4 and a4 because should be obvious my opponent's not doing a lot to pressure me too much in the opening. Maybe he's just playing for time, I don't know, but I have a feeling like he's not going to last too long in this game. Sags the bill. So I just need a pawn for f7. How do I get a pawn without letting his king escape? Now I can actually leave that knight there because a pawn's more important for me to grab, so I'm going to trade this one. Okay, ZH says you should, but then I forgot what he was talking about, or what I was talking about rather. He says I should advertise zhchess.blogspot.com for news and instructive content. Yes, that is a great website for all kinds of ZH instructional and upcoming events, news, current events, all kinds of reports. There's been lots of reports on the Crazyhouse World Championship so far, which have been excellent. Now, that's quite a good move, that knight to knight, because it also gives the king e7 as an escape in case he needs it. I'm going to start going a bit faster here. So trading knights, pick up the rook, that's the intention. Oh, hang on, now I've got this one. Knight to g6, knight at g8, all these moves look good. Okay, I just need something, just something. Something to finish, but just not seeing the finishes at the moment. I don't think this is going to be enough. Let's stop him playing a move like b6 and getting away. Be queen here first. What about queen takes pawn? Is that mate? Pawn on b5? Oh, he's also got king takes. Knight back here. King takes d4, bishop e3. What's the expression? Trust your gut? I don't know, I'm just guessing, I think, at the moment. Knight f4. Yeah, but if it smells like mate, then it must be mate, right? You need time, I guess. Yeah, I need time, but it's not going to stop me berserking. Hey, I know I need time, but some of my opponents, if I'm fortunate, will berserk too, like my generous opponent here. What do you call it? Sportsmanlike conduct? No, I think it's completely an independent choice whether you berserk or not. You should not feel obliged to berserk if your opponent does, whether they're stronger or otherwise. You have a right to make your own choices and without feeling any shame or pressure or obligation. Okay, so pawn there. I'm going to swap off everything. Bishop g5. So many checks in a row. Maybe knight to e5 to follow. Could also play knight at e5. Let's go this way. Yep. Maybe this one. So I'm just eyeing off squares on b7, c6. I suppose he's got to drop the queen. What else can he do? All right. Any threats? No threats on my king. So I should I drop that or not? What about a move like queen at b4? I like this. I've never seen this position before, but it's an interesting idea. I don't know whether it's good or not, so I'm just intending this. His king may end up getting to safety there, that's what I'm worried about. I've got a bishop at c6 if I need to cover g2. King h1 follows any check. Maybe queen at c6 picking up the rook, so I'm threatening queen takes bishop check. Okay, bishop or queen, bishop or queen. I'm going to go queen. That's no threat on c8. Okay, I probably should take this one now that he doesn't have a pawn or bishop for thing 03. What's thing 03 mean? Oh, you know. Oh, no time to think right now. Now, he wants a pawn in hand, doesn't he? So I'm going to play a funny looking move, which is knight to d5, knight b d5. Because a pawn at f3, h3 is... Oh, he's got bishop. Uh-oh. Very, very sharp position. I don't know what's happening. Should I take that? Take on g2. Drop. I drop a knight again. Knight's less dangerous for me. Okay, bishop there. I'm going to drop a few bishops. Alright, yeah, that's okay. That's alright, don't mind. So I think that's the first time tonight that I've flagged someone. Was there a mate coming up? King takes d7. It's going to take a while. I don't have any knight drops on a6 or b5, and there's no queen drops here, so... yeah, I'm not sure what the best move was next, but... Yeah, just a typical time scramble where we're both not finding the best moves, but... trying to play safe and also make some vague threats on the king at the same time. Yeah, finisher, and Michael is also berserking. It does make it a bit easier for me. So you'll tend to find that although I don't usually play faster than 3-0 or 3-2, you'll tend to find that my results will be at least a little bit better when my opponent also berserks. Even if they're higher rated, it doesn't matter. Queen e6 any good here or not? Or should I just take this? Seems perfectly... Wow. Now, is this the same opening as that Nimzowitsch opening? What's it called? I am not familiar. What happens after Queen b2, Knight d5? It's actually looking a little bit scary, so I'm going to play a safer move, pawn at d7. This way. Yeah, Queen b2, Knight d5. The threat was Queen takes bishop, then he still got this check. So that's why I was hesitating taking on b2. Although I don't mind taking 3 pawns. But there's a good example where it's very chess-like that initiative is more important than just picking up some pawns, which you'd call it a poison pawn on b2 in normal chess, regular chess. Okay, what do we got here? A minute left. 1 minute versus 2. Yeah, also I don't feel too comfortable taking on b2 because then all his pieces suddenly become active. So looking at the... typically when they play knight e2, then these squares become weak. Alright, so now I'd take here and threatening pawn at g2. And knight at f3 checkmate. I could have also... No, taking the bishop I don't think was as good because he's starting to get threats of his own. Alright, so he's seen the danger. How do I follow up? That's the question. Maybe a6? Also knight at e5 looks like it covers a few key squares around. Yeah, just play it safe. I don't mind a queen trade. Queen d6. Queen a5 is also possible. This is looking okay. So I'd like to play pawn at f3 just to dig into those light squares around the king if I have a chance. Let's do it. I could also trade queens first, which looks okay as well. And of course the point is it doesn't matter whether he takes me or I take him. There's no really effective way to cover these light squares without a bishop on h1 or f1 or e4. Ah, I see. Is that safe to take with a pawn? Yeah, so there's a case where I should take the bishop first before taking on g2, because otherwise he gets to cover everything. E takes, looks pretty safe. And still these same threats apply on g2, especially with the queen on hand. That's very dangerous. Alright, so just defense before attack. I could also ignore that and play bishop h3. So opening the rook to defend d8, which I think is maybe a little bit more accurate than just going bishop here. I'm going to say here instead of the square sometimes if I'm running out of time. No, I need a knight in hand. I don't have a knight in hand. So I'm just going to take that. I hope I'm not missing something. But yeah, there's three simultaneous threats here. Surely there's no way to guard all those squares at the same time. And maybe pawn at d7. So knight takes is probably the best. So still with the rook x-raying the bishop on d8. Yeah, that's it. All right, so Cheese says I'm catching up, third place. I haven't really been paying attention to the standings so far. I've been just bouncing from one game to the next. So I can see Opperwezen, who is the host of the tournament, you could say, or the sponsor of the tournament. He's hasn't retired, but I guess he's just taking a short break. I'm going to transpose back to this piece sack line. So just hesitating before I take on c3. So keeping a very solid position. I mean, maybe I should play a little bit more dangerously with considering the time situation. Alright. I'm going to hack away on g2. Now, sack on f7 is always something that you have to consider. With also moves like rook e1 check coming. Maybe I don't have a good way to block. Pawn e6. I don't want to play pawn e6. Yeah, I'm actually going to sack the queen, because if he takes that, a rook on h1 at some point will of course be very useful. It's just a matter of whether my attack gets through first. He's blocked this off. Okay, so now I want to go pawn at g4. And I want to keep this pawn as long as possible. Okay. Can't take on e1 yet. Knight h3. It's not going anywhere. Knight f3. How about that? So, still got to consider this sack on f7. I'm always intending to answer king d8, so rook takes. I actually have made him one. But now there's no check after he recaptures on e1. This is very important to see this. Oppa switch to blindfold account. Yeah, but it's when you're playing on two accounts at once, you got no chance for a strong finish. Unless you play 12 hours one, 12 hours at the other. Although, as Oppa himself said, you're going to get sick of blindfold chess if you play 24 hours of that. Alright, it should be a comfortable finish here. Make sure I don't blow this one. Yeah, he's got no rook in hand. There's no danger to the king whatsoever. So it's just a mate in one threat. Alright, that doesn't change anything. That doesn't change anything either. Take that. Take that without thinking too much. Drop a bishop to draw him over further. Drop a queen here. That should be mate. Yeah. So demonstrating the Alekhine with a knight sack. Yeah, so that game was a very good example because it transposed back into exactly that sack where he took on f6, where I didn't take on c3. So that's exactly the way you should play it for an attack on, h3, g2 after he's castled. You get a rook in hand, and a rook in that position was just as good as a queen in hand. It served the same function, mating on h1. Yeah, well, I can play g5 if he wants here. Too bad not 1080 resolution. Yeah, do I change that on OBS? I'm not quite sure. Maybe when I have a break in a few hours. I'll get a chance. So, would it cause too much of a delay if I increase the resolution, or is that what most streamers do? 1080, is that standard? Maybe drop a pawn first. Of course, it's very hard for him to guard all the squares here. Not this one. Draw Meister says maybe the resolution could be improved. Well, I assume that's what he's implying. So I'd like king d7, rook takes knight, and then I have knight at f6 fork. I predicted it before it happened. Ah, he's put a queen there. What does that do? I was almost about to play d5. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Knight at d5 wins the queen. All right. Back we come. All right, there's been a few follow sounds, but I just been a little bit distracted. So thanks to everyone who's followed so far. Is there any way to get a list of the most recent followers? I could probably do that going to Twitch, but then I'm just, yeah, I'm not going to switch windows too much at the moment. Alright, so I think this guy was my first opponent tonight. And I've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. How many games have I played so far? Oh, a4. Now I normally just leave that. He's going to put the rook over here somewhere. Alright, so now the bishop can't move just yet. But that's okay, we've got other ways to play. d4. Take that. And I was going to say I'm looking for pawn at a2, but it doesn't work so well right now. Not at this second. Knight e4. At some point he might have to watch out for a pawn a2, but that doesn't seem to work at this very second. So queen, no, I gotta watch this one. What about queen f6? Queen e2. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about this. Yeah, just got to get a move on. I'm going to play pawn a2. I don't think this is a very good move, but I'm just running out of ideas at the moment. So taking the rook, It's not that useful for my attack because the rook on hand, I'm still going to break through this wall somehow. It's probably more useful to sack the knight on f2. I didn't even notice this guy's number 1 at the moment. I've never seen... Is it a new player? A dupe, an alt, Antarctica, 31 games. What? Queen e7. So now I do want to take here, of course. He's got a1 covered. Yeah, he's defending quite well. Maybe knight here just to cover g7. I'm not sure whether rook at b1 is really what I want to do. I'm going to block that out. Because the rook in hand I don't think was mating for me. So get rid of the bishop, maybe rook at b1. What does that do? Okay. Yeah, knight here, go on. Uh-oh. Alright, he's really trying to flag me now. Yeah, I had a few checks, maybe no force mate there, but yeah, maybe bishop c5 to follow, hoping for a block on e3, then I got knight at e4. Yeah, I think it was a while till I got a force mate there, but I'm glad to get through that time scramble at least. Okay, have I been white today against the finisher? Does anyone know? I'm going to go for this knight sack. Again, I don't know whether it's any good. Knight d7 here, knight bd7 is quite rare. Not many people play that. Most people get one of the bishops out first. So he's giving the piece back. Okay, he wants to take back with a knight, I'm assuming. Right, so now I'm going to go here. Knight e5, take back on g6. It's nothing special, nothing much. He's got queen e8. That might be a problem. In that case, I don't like this after all. Don't have any good ideas. I think I just dropped a pawn for nothing. Yeah, he'll drop a pawn back there. Take that. Could sack again, but this is not looking good. Alright, so he's going to win some material, but I just have to go for initiative. Probably on f6 if he takes here, pawn takes. There may be some knight back on at f6. But he's probably not going to take... yeah, okay, well, I'm just going to have to let him do this. Don't have any choice. Take there, rook takes... Yeah, sack the queen is not so bad. Alright, so what do we got after pawn takes? Can I afford to take this back and threaten knight at f6 check? Got these squares covered. That's a little bit awkward. That's a very good move. Maybe just drop a bishop back on f2. Yep. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's probably too hard to cover. How can I cover this square? I had to give away so much material. Yeah, I'm guessing my opponent's moves. I just way too much material down. Yeah, that's it. Very good. I think I just dropped a pawn on g6 for no reason. Saw queen e8 check too late, and then yeah, there's no coming back after that. He was too solid. All right, go berserk again. So we have another Bughouse opening. This opening used to be very popular in Bughouse. Maybe not so much so now. Maybe a bishop on h5, so I'm just looking at both directions here. Take that first, or yeah, take once. Maybe that wasn't the best. Yeah, now I think I have to take this one. Should I not have opened the H file for him? I mean, I do have very good coverage on these squares here. That's what I'm looking at. All right, any threats? Any threats? Knight at E2, take King H1. He may need another knight in hand to make a real threat. I mean, I could try bishop at C5, but I'm not actually seeing mate, so I'm going to go for it. So expecting knight drop on E2. Very risky, of course. I could have played a safer move, but what do we say? All in for the attack. So I think he needs another knight to force mate on G3 with a smothered mate, queen at G1. So it looks like I'm walking right into the attack with King H1, but often if I don't see a force mate, then I'll play the sharpest line, which also maintains some chance of initiative. So if his attack fails, he's going to have to play a move like bishop D8 or bishop F8 or something like that. Somebody's asking, will I play the whole tournament? How do I say that? Shisumas Santia. Hi. Is that really your name? Oh, Mugwort's not my name either, but hey. Well, I played the whole tournament. To be honest, I don't think anyone's going to play the whole tournament. It's probably not the best for your health to sit in one place for 24 hours without sleep. I got a little bit of food with me. If I was abandoned in the desert, then I'd have enough food to last for a couple of days. So, no, I might end up playing half the event, some of the event, I don't know. We'll see how I feel in a few hours. So that move didn't really change much because I'm still threatening queen at E7 anyway. So he's refusing to sack the rook. That's a good sign. I see what he might be up to here. Yeah, so bishop here covers E7. Yeah, is that really a problem? So rook on, take. I don't quite understand. He resigned. Okay. I guess. I mean, bishop takes G5. I've still got tricky moves like D7 check, or maybe rook at or queen at G8 first, and then D7 check, or just taking on C7. I don't know. There were lots of ideas. Of course, after queen at H4, his queen was also hanging. which is of no benefit to black. Okay, so someone, Cheese was asking about the sacrifice in the Alakai, and here it is. So I'll hopefully be able to provide a good example, but not too many people with white play into this. So it's known to be quite comfortable for black. I'm not sure who's better theoretically, but at least it's quite easy to play and you don't get attacked so easily from the black side. Because compared to chess, knights and bishops are not as valuable. Now, can I take on g2? Is he running out this way? I think the queen sack is a bit too much, so I'm going to take here first. Maybe take on g2 later, just depending on which way he blocks. Now I think I should take this one. The point is there, bishop takes threatens mate on e7. But now there's no mate threat, so now I can cash in. He also doesn't have an escape out to d2, which is more beneficial to do it this way compared to the other way. Alright, so East Queen takes knight of force mate, take, bishop h3. Does look very good. Let's do it without too much thinking. Yeah, probably bishop 2h3. Yep, sack that one. There's going to be a few sacks here. I'm just drawing his king out into the open. Maybe f3 was better. I'd like to cover c7 if possible with a check. Not that easy to do because his king is always going to be on the light squares. So, I mean, this move doesn't cover c7, but it does cover an important square on d7, just in case I'm in trouble later. But this is all going according to plan so far. Maybe he's intending to run across this way. But surely that is not going to work. Cross-key gambit. Yeah, I actually refuse to call it the cross-key gambit. No offense to cross-key at all, but the reason is I've seen the original Bughouse player, the Swedish player Ganes, play this opening 25 years ago. Or I believe he was playing it 25 years ago. And Bugzilla also 15 years ago. So that's why let's see. I got a bit distracted. Bishop there. Rook there. Checkmate. That's it. Yeah, so I mean, Crazyhouse players maybe call it the cross-key gambit, the sack on f6, but I've actually seen it in Bughouse at least 15 years ago. I'm sure people were playing it when I first started in 1998 as well. So it's certainly older than Mr. Crosskey. I'm not sure how long Crosskey's been playing it for. Actually, does anyone know how long Crosskey's been playing Crazyhouse, or if he's a Bughouse player? Time, yeah, time. You can see that I'm sometimes a little bit distracted. So for me, streaming is also a good practice at multitasking because it's something I'm not very good at. So I'm trying to concentrate on the chat, the board, while berserking and losing half my time. I have no increments, so in these flag races, as I said at the beginning, my opponent's only going to gain time, and I'm only going to lose time. But that is my handicap I'm willing to offer. Now, can I play bishop at a4? Does it work? I mean, it doesn't turn out that great. Maybe knight a6. I'll just go knight c6. I'll always come back here if I need to. Because he could sack a queen, pick up a rook. It wasn't looking all that good. So just covering the square here. Yeah, Cheese. Been playing Bughouse for at least 15 years. Probably more, no, 20 years for me. But more than that over the board. I mean, in Australia we called it transfers, and I've been playing for close to 30 years, playing transfers over the board. Probably something like 27 or 28 years since I was a junior chess player. So I imagine it happens all around the world. The kids get together after a chess tournament or before a chess tournament or in between games even and play as much transfers or Bughouse as they can. Now take on b5, take the queen. Oh, too many good options here. Now he's not threatening a mate, but I'm not threatening a mate either, am I? Queen then, knight e4. Yes, I am. Mate in 2. Yeah, look, I'm not saying it's not Krosky's invention, but if he can prove that he's been playing it for longer than 15 years, maybe I'll reconsider, but I honestly don't know. But I have seen Bugzilla play it and Ganese for many, many years. Berserk. Alright, so is the finisher going to repeat the same opening? I'm going to find something better. This knight d7, knight bd7 is baffling me at the moment. Maybe the sack is not the right time to do. Maybe I should play d4, bishop b5. Well, let's give this a go. So c6. Again, I may have some options to take on d7 or even sack the piece for 2 pawns, which is not so bad in Crazyhouse. Okay, again I have some options. I'm going to go d4. The sack didn't work out too well last time, and I'm not sure about its objective merit. 30 years over the board? Yeah, I'm probably a bit older than I look. I hope I'm older than I look anyway. That's usually a good thing, isn't it? Okay, so bishop takes, knight takes. I feel like he's sacking a bit of material here. Okay, he's going for some counter attack. Pawn at g5 or pawn at c6. I mean, at least this comes with a check, right? It also gives me more access to e5, so I'll drop a pawn here if he goes knight b6, for instance, or knight f8. So I see. So rook g1 is no good. Do I have queen g5? So multi-purpose move, as you can see. So take that, maybe pawn back on c6. Pawn e5 also looks good. Okay, so he's blocked that up. Bishop e3. Knight at c6 was another option there. Maybe a better option. Right, so take that. Take that. Probably sack on g. Maybe. Hard to say. Hard to say if this is any good or not. We'll find out soon. Okay, where do I want to drop the rook? Still not quite sure. Just want to get rid of this bishop here. So I can take that one, of course. Alright. I don't know whether I have enough, but we'll see, we'll see. Uh-oh. I can't take... What am I doing? Thought I could play bishop at h6. Now I have to defend very carefully. Yep. He's gonna flag me. Did I have mate? Did I have mate in 1? Pawn at g5. Almost got there. Whew. Fonza.